What if the smartest people in the room were also the most dangerous? What if intelligence didn't make someone more moral, but simply made them better at justifying evil? That's the unsettling question at the heart of The Secret History. A novel where murder isn't the mystery. It's only the beginning. What truly matters is understanding why it happened. Today, we're exploring why The Secret History remains one of the greatest psychological novels ever written, and what every writer can learn from its unforgettable characters. Published in 1992, The Secret History became an instant literary sensation. Written by Donna Tartt, the novel broke the traditional murder mystery formula. Instead of asking, who committed the crime, it asks, what kind of people commit murder? And how do they live with it? That simple shift changed everything. Our guide into this dark world is Richard Papen, a lonely student desperate for belonging. When he transfers to an elite college in Vermont, he becomes fascinated by a small group of classic students. They're brilliant, elegant, cultured, almost mythical. Richard believes he's found the life he's always wanted. He has no idea he's walking toward tragedy. At first, everything about the group seems perfect. They read ancient Greek, discuss philosophy, quote classical literature, live as though they're separated from ordinary society. But perfection is often an illusion, and beneath their intellectual elegance, something much darker waits. The students aren't simply passionate about learning. They're obsessed with beauty, knowledge, ancient rituals, perfection itself. Their pursuit of excellence slowly becomes dangerous. Because obsession rarely announces itself, it disguises itself as dedication. At the center of the group stands Henry Winter. Calm, brilliant, charismatic, he's the intellectual leader everyone admires. But Henry believes ideas matter more than morality, logic more than emotion, beauty more than human life. And that belief changes everyone around him. One of the novel's greatest strengths is how it portrays friendship. The group appears inseparable, but beneath the loyalty, there is jealousy, fear, power, manipulation. Friendship becomes another form of control. Richard wants acceptance, more than truth, more than honesty, more than his own conscience. That desire makes him ignore warning signs, because sometimes the need to belong is stronger than the instinct to walk away. Many stories celebrate intelligence. The Secret History questions it. Knowledge alone doesn't create good people. It simply gives them better ways to justify terrible decisions. The novel reminds us that wisdom and intelligence are not the same thing. No one wakes up intending to become a murderer. Instead, small compromises accumulate. One lie, one secret, one rationalization, then another. Eventually, the impossible begins to feel reasonable. That's how moral decay works. Quietly, gradually, almost invisibly. Donna Tartt constantly links beauty with danger. Elegant clothes, ancient languages, beautiful campuses, classical art, everything appears refined, but appearances become another mask. Because beauty often distracts us from asking difficult questions. Every character hides something, not always crimes, sometimes fears, sometimes shame, sometimes desperate loneliness. Secrets bind the group together, but they also slowly destroy it. Because secrets demand protection, and protection always has a cost. One remarkable decision Tartt makes is revealing the murder early. Normally, that would ruin the suspense. Instead, it creates a different kind of tension. Readers already know what happened. Now they desperately want to understand why. Psychology replaces mystery, and that's even more compelling. The isolated college, cold winters, old libraries, foggy mornings, everything contributes to the mood. The setting isn't just a backdrop. It becomes part of the story's psychology, creating a world that feels timeless, beautiful, and quietly suffocating. Donna Tartt teaches writers extraordinary lessons. Reveal information strategically, build unforgettable atmosphere, create morally complex characters, let relationships drive conflict, make readers question their own ethics. Because unforgettable stories don't offer simple answers, they force readers to think. More than 30 years after publication, The Secret History continues to captivate readers, not because of its murder, but because of its ideas. How ambition becomes obsession, how friendship becomes dependency, how intelligence can become arrogance, and how ordinary people slowly justify extraordinary evil. Those questions never become outdated. Perhaps The Secret History isn't really about murder at all. It's about temptation, the temptation to believe we're different, smarter, above ordinary morality. The novel quietly warns us that no one is immune to corruption, especially those who believe they are. Donna Tartt created far more than a literary thriller. She created a psychological study of obsession, friendship, beauty, power, and the fragile nature of morality. Because the most frightening stories aren't about monsters hiding in the dark. They're about ordinary people who slowly convince themselves they're doing the right thing. If you enjoy literary analysis, psychological storytelling, and writing techniques used by the world's greatest authors, Subscribe, because the greatest novels don't just entertain us. They reveal uncomfortable truths about who we are and who we could become.